Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching us from. And yes, this is the first episode of the Coappt Impact Corner. And I must say that it's nice to have you join us on this first edition. Yes, I am G.O. Lawal, and I will be your host for this first edition of Coappt Impact Corner, where we spotlight stories of impact from professionals, impacts, and enthusiasts within the social impact space, for you to learn from their success stories, learn from their journey through life, to their professional and personal life, pick lessons from their challenges, and see how you can also transform your life, transform the society, and transform the country, together. But you know what? Today I have with me an interesting personality, who will be joining us, for today's edition, which is the first edition of Coappt Impact Corner. And I have no other person than the one and only hello, 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 like he likes to say. And that is no other person than Mr. Mark Idiahi. Mr. Mark, you're welcome, sir. Please, we'd like to hear from you,
Thank you
sir.
so much. Thank you so very much. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
All right. So thank you so much, sir, for joining us here today. So quickly, I'm going to read the profile of Mr. Mark Idiahi before we get into the conversation, so as to get you acquainted, with him, and also know that we have a mighty man, in our midst this today for this first edition. All right. So Mark Idiahi is an inspirational leadership coach, brand and communication strategist. His career vision is to be involved in assessing the need for acquiring and implementing revolutionary strategies and systems for top-notch performance in organizations through exceptional leadership approach. Akin to this is the development of enterprise technologies that will optimize customer experience across all channels. He helps individuals and businesses alike to maximize their leadership potential for positive results. Mark Idiahi is a social enterprise developer, a leadership mentor, and sought-after speaker on topics related but not limited to leadership, governance, growth, and collaborative development. He is the publisher of a foremost Pan-African magazine called African Future Leadership Magazine. He convenes one of Nigeria's biggest leadership conference and award ceremony, which is called the Future Leadership Conference and Award. He is an established author. He puts together various events and projects as a pivot step in helping leaders and organizations define and refine their work, share knowledge, and make helpful connection in a vendor neutral way. Mark Idiahi is a certified chartered strategic manager from Chartered Institute of Strategic Managers and Leaders, and a fellow of the Institute of Corporate and Public Administration of Nigeria. He is reputed for quoting "be phenomenal or be forgotten." Yes, he is the founder of the Second Chance Care Foundation, an NGO that is focused on prisoners' information and rehabilitation. Now you see why we have Mark Idiahi here with us today. Yeah, so Mark also is a recipient of many awards and partial listings. One of them is Rokon Impact Award 2019, Southwest Nigeria Outstanding Leadership Award 2020, Honorary African Peace Award 2021, Rainbow Entrepreneurship Award 2021, Celebrating the Unseen, that's by IOC Nigeria 2019, African Leadership and Entrepreneurship Award 2020, Custodian of Faith Award 2023. And also he has written several articles and has been featured in several online platforms. Mark Idiahi has maximized influence with his work on most online networks, and his work are inspired by the Holy Spirit. Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Mark Idiahi. It's nice to have you join us here today. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm okay. It's a thing of pleasure to be here. Sincerely, don't take it for granted. Thank you so very much for the great work that you are doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And yes, please, this is just a call to action for everyone who will be viewing us live, and probably you are seeing the replay of this podcast right now. Please kindly share to your friends, drop your comment. If you have questions, drop them in the chat box. Yes, we will be taking them as we progress through this session. And also I would like to encourage you to please subscribe to Coappt and hit the notification button, so that when we come live like this some other time, you get to be informed. You'll be part of the first set of people that will get to know about this. And yet, don't forget, this happens every week. Yes, this will be happening every week. We begin to you professionals, personalities, thought leaders, and thought provokers, within the social impact space, that you can, learn from and pick one or two lessons from their journey, challenges, and success stories. All right. So now we are getting into it right about now, Mr. Mark. Okay, so for those who probably do not know you, obviously they had me read out your professional profile, and they want to know, beyond this profile, who is Mark Idiahi?
All right. Thank you so much once again for the opportunity to be here. Mark Idiahi is a passionate individual, someone who is very passionate about societal transformation. My own approach to societal transformation is that it has to begin with us. Every one of us has to embody it. In other words, the change that would envisage or anticipate in the society will continue to be an illusion if we do not embody that same change. That is what informs all of the social impact initiatives that your sincerely has been involved in. So Mark Idiahi is so passionate about societal transformation. And like I said, I believe that this transformation has to be embodied by the components of this transformation. In other words, if you are someone who is passionate about a certain transformation, or there's something that you want to be fostered in the society, there's a particular change you want to experience, you want to be experienced in the society, I believe that the way to go about it is not just by pointing it out or just speaking about it. You have to become a bona fide member of that passion, and that passion has to become an obsession. In other words, it has to be something that your heart beats about, your heart beats for. It has to be something that makes you wake up in the morning and you smell the coffee and you want to be able to devise strategy to go about it. So I've lived my life for the 1 decade now, passionate about this particular cause. And that is what informed all the social impact initiatives that we are involved in. Like we have an NGO, the Second Chance Foundation. Somebody asked me some time ago, how come I am passionate about the people that are locked behind in incarceration? Have I ever had the experience in prison? I'm not saying this in a way to say that I could have been there or I can't be there, because most people that are there, they are not there because of something that they did wrong. They are there because of a stroke of what I would like to call bad luck. Okay, so I got an instruction in the profile that you read. On the tail end of it, you will see where it was said that most of my work were inspired by the Holy Spirit. Yes, I got an instruction to go to the prison, to go and feed people, to go and set up for people that are in there. I thought it was supposed to be a one-off instruction. It was supposed to be a one-off thing. So I went there and we were able to feed about 1,800 people that were in incarceration. We gave out clothing materials. We gave out toiletries. We brought in a couple of my friends that are in the healthcare system, doctors, and they brought in drugs. People that were sick, drugs were administered to them. So I got home with this heave of relief that, oh, I've done something I believe God wants us to do. But you know what? It was not a one-off thing, like I said. That eventually is what morphed into what has become a full-fledged NGO right now that is passionate about societal transformation. I mean, reform in the prison, rather. Over there, I've had the opportunity to interact with people on one-on-one basis. It was then that it dawned on me that most of these people that we labeled unusable, we labeled ex-convict, we labeled prisoners, so to speak, are not really as guilty. For instance, I met somebody in prison once who narrated his ordeal to me because we work with some reputable law firm that would help to give legal service to people that are in prison on pro bono basis, because most of the time people are in incarceration and they don't have legal representation. So because of that, they are now waiting trial for the time they have had to be there. So he narrated his ordeal to me. I said on one of those nights he had gone to the nearby kiosk to buy some milk, sugar, and other items for their dinner. So on his way back, he was rounded up by this van. It turned out that they were policemen. It was just a few minutes past 11 p.m. So that was how they threw him into this place. And by the time I was having this conversation with him, he has spent about 3 years in incarceration on awaiting trial. Now, I want you to think about this. Somebody went out to get some things, and just because it was just a few minutes past 11 p.m., they caught him, threw him into their van, and here
3 years of his life is gone.
Yeah, 3 years of his life has been in incarceration. So when I listen to conversation, when I listen to this kind of thing, it gives me, it becomes a burden, more or less. It becomes, I said something just now. I said that the passion has to become an obsession. Now, this is what made the passion an obsession for me. It was then not just him. I also provide a lot of other cases along this line. But it dawned on me that there are people that are in that place that have no business being there. This is what I call this is the height of injustice. To me, this is the height of injustice, and this is why I am passionate about that. So, Future Leadership Conference is a preventive mechanism, actually.
Okay, so I will get, because I'm still going to bring you, to measure some of these things, but I want us to take it, from a progressive. I don't know if that is the right word to use. From the basis. Let's start from you.
Okay.
So I want you to take us now through, your impact journey. Like how exactly did this start? I'm sure you didn't just wake up one morning and be like, you know what, Mark, today I'm going to start helping people. Like, was there a turning point? Like, what exactly, informed that decision for you to? I know you said some of these things already, but personally, is there? I know maybe the Holy Spirit, like you rightly said, and like I read in your what's it called, in your bio earlier. So, is there specific thing or specific incident that actually informed that decision?
Okay. Thank you so very much. Yeah, I understand. I mentioned something like that when I said the Holy Spirit told me to go to the prison. But prior to that time, people that know me, we attest to the fact that I have been
very obsessed with societal transformation.
Okay, people that know me, then they sorry, I'm trying to mute. This particular phone I'm using is I'm not sure it can sustain us for the cost of this meeting.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to do is to log in with another phone so that I can just switch. All right.
Okay. Can I just know when you want to switch, sir?
Yes. I'm trying to get that. I'm trying to do that. All right. I'll let you know. Okay. All right. So you asked me, so how did this come about? At what point did I decide that this is something that I wanted to be about? What led to this decision? What was that point? At what point did I eventually decide that, okay, this is something I really wanted to be about? When I was much, much younger, when I was much, much younger. I started listening to people like Bishop T.D. Jakes. I started reading biography of people in the world that made such an indelible impact. I started reading the story of Nelson Mandela and uh, Malcolm X. I started reading biographies of people, and all of that drove me to a place, this place where I thought to myself that I don't want my life to be I don't want to just be known as someone who came to this world, worked, paid bills, and build houses. All of that can be good. I love to call that all of those as the trappings of success. But I wanted to truly be known as someone. I wanted to be about a cause that can bring about a societal change. I wanted to be about a cause. Remember how it started? It started by me exposing myself to the history, the stories of great men. I mentioned some of them. I read about, I read and followed someone like Mark Moreau. I read about Mike Murdoch. I listened to Bishop T.D. Pastor Chris Oyakhilome, Nelson Mandela. I read quite a number of biography. Then all of that expose, all of that reading, all of that learning brought me to a point where I said to myself, I don't want to live for nothing. I want to live for a cause. I want to live for a cause perhaps bigger than myself. I want to be known as someone who is passionate about societal transformation. I want to be the reason why someone decides not to give up. I want to be the reason why someone believes in the possibility that there is a second chance. In fact, the name of our foundation is the Second Chance Foundation. Yeah, a lot of people are reaching themselves off because the society has written them off. So the Second Chance Care Foundation is us trying to tell anybody that, listen, the world may have written you off, and you may have written off yourself, maybe because of your antecedents and all. But you know what? If you don't give up on yourself, because God has not given up on you, then you can still make it. You can still be that great person. You can still be that role model. You can still be that champion in your brain that you ever had. So it began with the curiosity, the morbid obsession that I had to find out what is life, what is the meaning of life truly. And in trying to answer that question, it drove me to that, what I now call that purpose. It has become a purpose, you know. It used to be just a cause, you know, because it first become, you have to be clear about it. That's when you have the clarity of vision. But like I said, if you followed it long enough with tenacity and that seriousness, it's going to now drive you to a place where it becomes an obsession. And that's where I am right now. So remember what I said. I don't want to say it's because of the pain that I went through. No, I never went to prison, never been arrested by anybody, never been incarcerated, or I've never been a victim of one-on-one. No, it was my study. It was my question. I had a lot of questions. One of the questions was, how will I want to be, when it's all said and done, when the curtain is drawn on this side of eternity, how will I want to be remembered? What did you say? Then I remember writing things down. I said something like, it's not going to be about the house you live in. It's not going to be about the car you drove. It's not going to be about a golden wristwatch. It's not going to be about the certificate that you have lined up in the thermometer. It's not going to be about any of these things. But at the end of the day, it's going to be about how you were able to make a difference in the life of someone. It's going to be about, the impact you made in the life of people.
Yes, so it's going to be about the impact you made in the life of people. And and I'm sure, so I am very aware, and I know that a lot of people would probably also go out to search and read more about, you know, the work you've been doing, Second Chance Care Foundation, the work you're doing through the Future Leadership Conference and Award, the work you're doing with the African Leadership Magazine, and several other things, several other engagements you are, really, driving out there. So, and that will lead me to ask that, so over the years, working, across these different spectrums of life, what are the successes, that you've experienced, that you want to share with us? Probably there are one or two major success stories that anytime you think about them, they get you thinking and say, oh, thank God I ventured, into this journey. With this result I'm seeing, then yeah, I know I'm on the right path. Are there one or two you want to share with us, sir?
Oh, there are many. In fact, that is what keeps us going. That is what inspires us. Because this journey we are on, make no mistake about it, there are mountains, so to speak. There are odds that are stacked against us sometimes. There are challenges, complex challenges that we are encumbered with sometimes. But what keeps us going, what fuel our passion is the result, the testimonial. Okay, the one that comes to mind readily just now is that of Christiana. Because recently, no, not recently, a couple of months ago, we launched what we call Angel Scholarship. Angel Scholarship is an educational empowerment scheme that targets two categories of people. Number one, children of those whose parents are sentenced to death in prison. Then the other one is children of those whose parents are on what you call lifers. Lifers are those that are sentenced to life imprisonment. How did this come about? I started thinking about what is the destiny of a young lad, the child of people that are in incarceration. I don't know if many people have actually thought about this. What happens to the children of those or the family whose breadwinner is sentenced to death or life imprisonment? What is the future? What is the future? Because I have, because you see, I have children that I have to, by the grace of God, raise, and I cannot imagine the devastating impact of not having a father figure in the family or in the life of the children, because that is a formative year in their life. They need mentors, they need role models, they need training, they need guidance. So what happens to all these children? So I started reflecting on that. Now that question because you see, the question we ask in life is very, very critical. If we ask the right questions, life, God will provide the right answer. So I just asked a question. The question is, what is the destiny of children whose parents are locked away in incarceration, sentenced to death, or are on life imprisonment? Now, I thought to myself, something has to be done about their future, because if nothing is done, these children will end up reinventing the cycle.
Yeah.
They will end up where their parents, they are most likely going to end up where their parents end up. And I pledged that I was going to do something about it with the help of God. So we came out with what is known as Angel Scholarship. Now, Angel Scholarship, like I hinted, is an educational empowerment scheme that takes care of children of those that are sentenced to death or are life imprisonment. So we reached out to the Nigeria Prison Authority, and we told them this is what we have in mind, and they were very happy and said, oh wow, they would love to work with us. The first thing they did is to compile the names of children that are out of school, whose parents are in prison, and we got this list, and we started paying courtesy visits to one family to another, and we were so happy to have the chief superintendent of Kirikiri Prison, the person of Superintendent Alu Ogbonaya Alu, that's his name. So he's a friend now. He followed us to go to this family, we pay them courtesy visit, give them gifts and items. But what we're most passionate about was to see that we actually enrolled them in school. Now, we went to a lot of them. We have a lot of them. But there was this particular one that stood out for me. The name of this young girl is Christiana. When we met Christiana was 7 years old, and Christiana had never been to school. So when we visited them in a place called Mafuluku in Oshodi, so we saw her, we had made a call, spoke with the mom before we eventually visited them. So the mom perhaps told the young girl that, you know what, there's a possibility that you're going to go to school now, since God just, somebody something has happened anyway. They informed her that somebody was coming, some NGO was coming to get her into school. So when we eventually got there, the lady, you should see this lady, full of life, so beautiful. And when we got, we took her that same day. We took her to the school. On our way to the school, she started singing a song. She started saying something like, "Oh, thank you, Jesus. I will be going to school. Thank you, Jesus. I will be going to school. Thank you." That was the song that she was singing, young, 7 years old. And that really broke me, It broke me because I thought to myself, how many more Christians do we have in the world today who haven't had this opportunity that we presented? So anyway, we took her to the school, we enrolled her. That same day, we enrolled her in school, and God helping us, we paid for her school fees. Just 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, yes, I decided to pay them a courtesy visit. I didn't inform them. I know the school, so I don't go to their home. I go to the school. So because the proprietors of the school just reach out to us every time we need to pay our school fees. It's a life scholarship, So when we got to the school, she helped me as she was crying. And I asked her, "Why are you crying?" And she said to me that they have seen her father. Her father has come to see her, So once again, I was deeply touched. So I related with her and I left. When I left that day, now this was what I thought to myself. I said, God, she's not the only one. She's not the only one. We have a lot of them. We have Rosemary. We have a lot of them on this Angel Scholarship scheme. But this particular one is a message. The message that she preached, her life preached to me is that if there is this Christiana, there could be many other Christiana out there.
Exactly.
Who need this right now.
Yeah.
All right, because she's a lady, she's a young girl. Because you see, when you educate a lady, you're educating and empowering a society and a generation.
Yeah.
And that is why I am so. This is one of the testimonials. This is one of those things. This is one of the pictures in my mind. I remember about her. I said, God, thank you for the opportunity to be involved in the life of this lady. You see, now that is one. That is just one. Then we have conferences. Remember, we have conferences that we host every year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've had Future Leadership Conference for 8 years. We've had 8 editions, and that means for 8 years we have had these conferences. One of those conferences, let me reference it to you because I believe that you know Ijoma. Her name is Ijoma, and one of the things about our conferences is that people may not know, but I will say this to you. One of my desires is that for everybody, as many people that attend this event, I will always ask that God, let it be a transitional moment for them. Let them have what I call moment of epiphany. Let them come to terms with what you truly want their life to be about. Because there are too many people that are basically just meandering around on a 9 to 5 or other things that they are doing, but their life don't seem to have a meaning because they haven't found that thing that is worth dying for. Yes, quite a number of them may have found something worth living for, but not too many have found something that is worth dying for. So I will always ask God that when people come to this event, let them experience, let them be an encounter, let them be a moment of transition. It could be that they will meet their life partner or an idea will just hit them or something that will truly happen to them that will make that moment a pivotal moment in their life. So for instance, Ijoma came to Teacher Leadership Conference, that was 2018. And before she came to the event, she was at a crossroad. Like she found herself, her life basically has hit a big wall. She didn't know what next to do. Everything was just spiraling out of control. And she was hemmed in, and it appeared that there was no way out. But she attended the event. She told me this is her confiding me in me after the whole event. She attended the event. She had the opportunity to meet with someone like this, Maria Philomena, met with Dr. Bonking of Blessed Memory. I met a couple of other people. And while she was at that event, an idea jumped on her. You know, when you see an idea jump or something, like an idea took a hold of her. The idea was to bet a magazine. And she gave birth to a magazine. And with that magazine, she was able to, she has been able, it's not in the past because she still have that going. With that magazine and through that magazine, she has been able to interface and interview the cream de la cream in the society, including the first lady of Coappt, and the list is endless. Wow. But remember how it started. Because I tell people, unless you are in a certain place, certain things cannot happen. So Future Leadership Conference is not just one of those. Future Leadership Conference is not just one of those random events. It's a special environment that we curate with the intention to help people to transition to their place in destiny. So we have collection of these ideas. I go out and people meet me and they just begin to share stuff that it was when I came that I met with this person. So it's been amazing. It's been amazing.
Yeah. Okay. So with these examples of let me say some of the numerous success stories that you've recorded through Future Leadership Conference, through Second Chance Care Foundation, and a couple of other things you do. I am very, very sure that all this did not come without their own buckets of challenges, here or there. So are there possible challenges that probably you've experienced at the course of doing this work that maybe would probably have maybe one or twice you've thought about, you know what, I am done with this whole thing. I'm done. Are there one or two you want to share with us, sir? The others probably will learn from you also.
Oh. Yes, we live in Nigeria, and the purpose, the whole essence of organizing this event is to foster a conversation that will lead to the rebirth of a new nation that we can all be proud of. Now, considering all that is going on in the Nigeria system, the Nigeria ecosystem, political ecosystem, there have been times that I've had to ask myself, is my effort worth it? Because you see, it takes a whole lot from us. It takes a whole lot of brainstorming, a whole lot of praying. It takes a lot of money. It takes a whole lot of resources to put this off every single year. And someone would ask me, like you are asking me now, does it worth it? What does this culminate into? What does this truly make any difference in the lifespan, considering all the prevailing norms in the country today? Do you think that this event is making any difference? Now, I've had a time in my life, a couple of times, not once, if I must be very realistic and very honest there. I've had time where I said, well, enough, we've had it. God, I've tried. We've done this. We've been there, done that. We have a success to show. We've done this. We have tried. But somehow, when I would sleep and I would wake up, this whole thing would come on me again. It's like an adrenaline, a surge of adrenaline. You see, it's like, why give up now when you are not? When you are no longer, when we have not gotten to that place that we have set out to be. You see, why do we do what we do? Is it just some ceremonial? Do we just come together, bring people together, and just have this thing going just so that we can say, okay, we are having an event? Far be it. I have many things that I could be doing with this much time that we devote to this. But the goal is this. I believe that if one person walks away from that place, words are seeds. Don't forget it. We bring in speakers who share from their wealth of experiences and people who are able to network with their destiny. Okay, let me give you a topical case in point. When we had the first Future Leadership Conference in the Oriental Hotel, one of the reasons why we decided to have it there was not so much because of we wanted to raise the diet or wanted to upgrade. No, the primary reason behind that was I wanted people that were coming in from different places to come to a beautiful place so that that environment can help them to visualize. Because I tell people all the time that you can't go to any place you have not been. So by hosting that event in that beautiful, it's a five-star hotel, you know, with all the beauty and everything. So bringing people into that environment to sit under an air condition and all the beautiful things around was actually to help them in their imagination. Now I'm telling you this because this is between me and maybe, yeah, you are there, some might think. I'm saying this so that you understand that beyond just getting people together, I'm looking at what could happen to their minds afterwards. So it is this picture that I have 5 years from now. In fact, by the way, a lot of people that have attended these conferences, they have moved on to hosting conferences outside of the country. A lot of them, I can begin to mention names to them, who would say to me, oh, it was when I attended this event that I got. Stanley's in Abuja hosting one of the biggest leadership conferences in Abuja every year. He's a protege, and he was awarded during the last award that we had. All of the inspiration and all the learnings and everything he got from, you know, coming this close to having Future Leadership Conference, Public Service and Entrepreneurship Award. So yes, I've had that time, not once, where I asked myself, is this worth it? And I thought to back out. But like I said, I will sleep. By the time I wake up, there's going to be the surge of adrenaline and say, hey, don't give up now. There's still so much that can be done. If we have to do this just for one person to get direction, just for one person to inspire hope, to inspire the concept of a new Nigeria, it was worth it. Then we've also had time where it takes a whole lot of money to hold this event in millions. The whole, you know, you know all of that. So how do we put this off in a situation
exactly.
where
I was going to ask, that would actually inform my next question, because I was also going to ask that doing all this that you do, you know, going to the prison, helping prisoners, you know, starting the Angels Scholarship Initiative to help children of those in incarceration, organizing Future Leadership Conference. I'm part of Future Leadership Conference, and I'm also a product of Future Leadership Conference, and I can say boldly, and I know that all this do not come cheap. There are a lot of resources that goes into putting all this together, especially when you are now doing this at the non-profit level. It's not like people are coming and they are paying, you know, to attend at any time. So how exactly are you able to pull resources together? Because I'm sure there'll be somebody out there who probably would want to do something like this, and the person is wondering, oh, no. Already, did you just mention Oriental now? When Oriental is over $1 million, how do I get this done? So how are you able to pull resources? You know, for 8 years now, you've hosted this conference. You launched a magazine, done yearly visits to correctional centers. You know, you go there with food, with gifts, toiletries, and different things. And these are even outside some other random acts of kindness, you know, that you are involved in. How exactly are you able to gain our resources, you know, together to get this done?
Okay, thank you very much. You are. I'm happy because you also are very much into some of these things. You know, you've been what I'll call a support system in most of these things that we do. First of all, if you have a vision, I think I was in a place some days ago, and I said something that really, I didn't write it down, but it just jumped on me, like I would say, and I asked somebody to write it down, throw it back at me, and the person did and sent it to me on WhatsApp. And I said, if you want to check the authenticity of any vision, how authentic, how germane, how divine the idea is, it must pass through the 3 tests. But I want to dwell on 2. Number 1, this vision has to be such that it glorifies God. In other words, if this vision is something that God is backing, you're good to go. Then number 2 is that does this vision have the capacity to impact lives? Because God is about life, is about transforming destiny. Does this vision have the capacity to transform destiny, to impact on the lives of people. If this vision, whatever it is, pass these two tests, then you can be worried about the resources. I tell you this, I think I can speak from a place of authority when I speak about this, because we've been there when the budget was looming. We were looking at this budget on paper, and if we were to go by what we saw on the paper, I would say, come on.
No, we can't do this.
Yeah, we can't do this. We mustn't. I would find a more rational way to wave it aside and just get it out of our way. But you know what? Every vision has a resources. If God allows a vision to come to you, if God allows you to host the vision, that's the word. If God allows you to host it in your mind, if you can conceive it. Now, the popular one, like a cliche, is if you can conceive. There's how they put it. If you can conceive it, you can achieve it, something like that.
Yeah.
That's not what I don't want to get into that cliche, because this is something I've experienced practically. Let me be very, very practical with you. So we said Future Leadership Conference was just 5 days, and we had not paid for the venue, and they were calling us to tell us that they will give up the venue if they don't see the money. Then I told the project coordinator then, I said, you know what? Call them and tell them by this time tomorrow we'll pay for the hall. Now, I don't know where I got the courage from, because when I said what I said, now these are the things that some people may not hear, but I'll tell you because there is, if I have time, or if you ask me, I could also want to tell you how we are no longer there. I'm telling you from where we are coming from right now. If you allow me, there are a number of things I want to say here. It could help to guide some people who want to go into event planning and hosting. So I didn't have the money.
Go on, sir. Go on, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so I didn't personally have the money. You know, it's a different thing now when I have the money personally, but I'm saying, no, I don't want to put this money into this, because this event should be able to take care of itself. This event should be able to take care of its expenses, not me bringing my personal money. You get it? Now, it's about to go up. I've just gotten a signal that this one is about to shut down. So we would, how do we do this now?
Okay. Can we switch to, I thought you wanted to connect to the other device.
Yes. I just did now. Can you see me? I'm connecting to another on my phone. Can you see me?
We just admitted you now. Okay.
You can see me, right? Hello.
Yes, I think we are looking at bringing you up. Okay,
please.
Yes, we've switched now. All right. But you need to unmute and put it on landscape.
Yes. Can you see me?
Yes, better now.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir.
Thank you. That was a fast one. The phone is actually off. Okay, that was fast. All right. So I want to take you on the journey, all right? From when we started, where we are right now, and where we intend to go to, all right? So when I started this vision, when we started, not I now, when we started, we had nothing but just the vision. We have nothing but just the passion. We have nothing, because you see, every given time, you will always have to market two things. Number one, you will have to market what I call pedigree. Now, number two, can you hear me? Are you with me?
Can you hear you? Pedigree, the first one, pedigree. Yeah,
pedigree. And what is pedigree? Pedigree is that, hey, we've been there. We've done first edition, second edition, fourth edition, fifth edition, sixth edition, seventh edition, eighth edition. And we have pictures to show you that we've been there. We've done this up. So if you give us this money, if you come in as a partner, as a strategic partner, we have what it takes to host this event. So this is believable. People can relate with this. It's very relatable because you can show people pictures. This is why most multinational companies would rather not like to sponsor an upcoming event because they don't want to gamble with their money. They would rather come into partner or sponsor someone or an organization who have got a track record of this thing that they want to get involved in. Okay. Now this is different from when you are marketing what you call a vision, because the vision is something that only you can articulate. It's something that only you can see. Yeah, you can fantasize about the hall being filled and all the speakers on stage, the sound and everything that will play out on that day. All of that that's you. But if you have to communicate that when you are starting, you have to believe in the supernatural. You have to believe in the divine. So when we started, we couldn't market pedigree because we've not done it before. And so what we're marketing was the vision. And that is the most difficult aspect of this whole thing, because it's not many people that can see it with you. So I needed to have a collective. I needed to have people like you, people like some other of my team members who I could communicate this vision, this passion with, who can run, because obviously I can't do it alone by myself. I needed a team. I needed the people who are just as passionate as I am. So I got some team together and I spoke with them and we started going about this. We didn't have money of our own, but we'll write to some people, but they said wouldn't even respond to us, okay? But then we were getting some result. We were able to pull off some of this result by share out of walking by faith. So I was telling you a story. I told the project coordinator then that he should call the event host, the venue manager people, and tell them that we will be coming to pay. And when I said what I said, I had no idea where the money was going to come from. Because you see, faith, if you walk by faith, you may look foolish for a moment. But if you choose not to walk by faith, you may look foolish forever. See, it was faith that spoke through me.
Please say that again, sir. Please, I need you to say that again.
Yeah, let me say it again. If you walk by faith, you'll look foolish for a moment. Yeah. You're going to look foolish for a moment if you walk by faith. But if you choose not to walk by faith, if you choose to go logical, say, come on, let's be realistic here. Let's be logical. There's no money. And then if you choose to go by that, you remain a fool forever.
Wow.
Because the logical people are storytellers. They have justifiable reasons why things can be done and why things should not be done. They have all their reasons, all the cards. They tell you they have all the cards laid in the table. But remember this. The life we are called to live, first and foremost, is a life of faith. You have to be willing to walk by faith. So when we started out, I'm not trying to say that we are no longer walking by faith, but I'm telling you right now, I'm trying to take you on a very brief journey of how we started by sheer walking, doggedness, audacious faith, where right now we can see the derivative of faith. Yeah. Now we are consoled. Now, if you tell me, how about this year's edition? I will just tell you, hey, come on, we are going to have the best one. Because every year, we've always, now you will bear witness, every year has always surpassed the previous year in terms of organization, excellence, everything is always getting better.
Yeah.
You were there when I said something to somebody. I don't mention the person's name, all right? I said to the person, I think that was on Saturday, I said, if you get it wrong once, that's a mistake. But if you get it wrong twice, then something is wrong with you. See, you have to be able to improve on your strategy and get it right. Okay, now.
Yeah, it's a pattern. It's a pattern of behavior, no longer a mistake.
Exactly. So now, remember I told my project coordinator to call the venue people to tell them we are coming to pay, right?
Yeah, the second day.
When I got home, I got the inspiration to go and just check up on one of the speakers. Let me tell you what happened. To go and just pay a courtesy visit to one of the speakers and just find out how he was preparing. So I dressed up. Didn't look like... I dressed up. So I dressed up. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay, because the earphone, the power is off. So I dressed up and I went to this man's office, greeted him. I was looking good. I said, hey, how's the preparation? Now, I'm talking of the person of Dr. Austin Ezagbo. He's the former commissioner of sport Delta State. He was one of the speakers. I went to his office in Anthony. So I got to his office. I greeted him. I said, sir, how are you doing? I just came to check up on you to find out how you are preparing your speech. I hope everything is coming up well and all that, because I know you love to do slide presentation and stuff. Say, yeah. So high five and we're talking and everything. No. Somewhere along the line, I was sitting across the table facing him. Somewhere along the line, he said, how about the venue? This was not premeditated. I didn't ask him anything. I didn't tell him anything about the venue. He just said, how about the venue? And I heave a sign of relief like, I said, girl, I said, sir, we have not paid for the venue. He said, what? He said, you must be kidding me. I said, and he said, how much? About 6 years ago, it was 150,000.
Wow.
And he said, what? You must be kidding me. Are you kidding me? And there's a table in front of me here.
Yeah.
Just the same way table was in front. And he just pulled up his wardrobe, what do you call it?
His drawer.
His drawer, right?
Yeah.
And he brought out his bag. And he just dug his hand in his bag, and it had about 2 bundles, if I can remember, 2-3 bundles of money. And he threw it at me and said, don't, how did he say? He said, don't be silly or something like that. Rich men, rich people speak so audaciously, and they don't send you. They say, don't be stupid, my friend. Don't put the money, he threw the money at me. Say, my friend,
go get this thing done. What do you mean your venue has not been sorted?
Tears were just, my eyes like this. Tears just came out like this. I said, thank you, sir. And I walked out. I called D-Way. His name is D-Way. He's in just now. I said, we are going to pay for the hall. He said, what happened? What happened? I said, when I come, I will explain. That was how we went to the place. I will pay for the hall. That was when it dawned on me that, I want to say something, but I'm trying to articulate it. The size of your vision, how big your vision becomes or can become, is commensurate, directly proportionate to the step of faith you are willing to take.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm telling you. So that was when today I realized that nothing is too big for you. Nothing is too big. It all depends on what step of faith you're willing to take. If you don't give up, God cannot give up. So I walked out. We paid for the hall. We hosted the event. Toyosi Akinrele came. Paul Igwe, the movie producer, came. This Hafiz Saka, Saka, the actor Saka, he came. You know all these people now, great people. They came, and we had a successful event. So 4 years ago, listen to this. 4 years ago, we decided to step up. We said we're tired of hosting this event in Nigeria Institute of International Affairs, where we'll just pay some money and they will do some rebate for us based on the fact that we're not people were not paying for the event. It was basically free and open, so they were willing to partner with us, and because of that, so we'll get a rebate in the price. But you know what? I was tired of that level. We were tired of that level. We were tired of hosting the event in a certain place. We decided I would move to rental hotel. But guess what? When we decided that we're going to move to rental hotel, it's not because we had the money in the bank account. It was because I have come to understand that if you have enough faith and courage and guts to ask for more, God is more than enough to come through for you. So we moved to a rental hotel. We paid the bills. We had the event. So now, remember where we started? We started from not, but there's something I can tell you here. Somewhere along the line, God also began to bless me personally as a person, because there is this prayer I started praying. I said to God that I will want to become his partner in this vision. Get this. If you get this, it will really help you. I don't know who you are that may have to watch this. I don't know who this could be meant for, but listen to what I'm about to say. The reason why a lot of people are not able to pull up big events is because they think it's their vision. They think it's their own. It's not your own. You don't own it. You were entrusted with the vision. So I said to God, I want to be a partner with you in this vision, which means that money can come through me. You see, resources can come through me. And the way this can happen is if you bless the words of my hand and you cause money to come to me. See, some people are not, do you know how many people will not be willing to channel money into the vision they claim that they are passionate about?
Yeah.
You say you're obsessed about a vision, this vision, but you are not willing to put money into it. You see? And God, we have to look at how much do you really believe it? How much you believe in the vision will be solely dependent, or rather determined, by how much of your resource, your time you're willing to put into it. See, before MTN can come and be a sponsor, or Dangote can become a sponsor, they want to see how much of your effort, resources has been put into ensuring that, yes.
Yeah.
What have you been able to do with it? What have you in the world been able to do? So over the years, we've been able to put in our personal funds. And so today we can have people who comes in and say, okay, we are putting this XYZ amount of money. We are doing this. We are bringing this. We are bringing that. But it was not always like that. That is because over the years, we've been able to, we gave it everything. We never allowed what we didn't have to stop us from hosting the event. So there will be challenges, but getting money, resources to host the event should never deter you from hosting an event. You need to know how to go. Now, this is where I want to quickly talk about the last phase of this question so that you can, because this is what I've also come to learn by experience. Now, you need to understand that awareness is everything. You have to be able to break into some certain quarters, into some certain network to promote your event. People need to know about your event. And doing that will mean that you might have to invest in creating the needed awareness. Because you see, if you want to reach a certain people, and these people don't have the resources or the wherewithal to come in as strategic partner and help to, take the burden of hosting that event, then there's nothing they can do. In other words, if you, for instance, you are marketing your event to students and students don't have the resources, then you'll be shooting yourself in the foot because they don't have what it takes. But you have to determine, where can I find people that have the means and the resources, and the audience that you're having can actually be their target audience for their market visibility, for their product, what do you call it now? Product awareness, whatever.
Yeah, promotion.
Last year we have somebody coming in from, thank you. We have somebody coming in from Nigeria Breweries. The only reason why we slowed that, I don't think if I told you, but the reason why we didn't follow up on that is because it's not everybody we want to align with. It's not everybody we can align with. It's not everybody we can align with. I cannot be talking about what I'm talking about, and I will have us going after somebody who is into the kind of things that we don't want to identify with. Are you following this?
Yes, I get the point.
Okay, I'll just leave it at that. So now the point is this: you need to begin to package your event. You need to package it. You must make intentional effort to package the event and target the people that have the money. Target people that have the resources. What you're doing is germane. I'm not talking to you as if you're hosting an event. Yeah, you're hosting an event. But listen, to everyone who wants to go into the business, in quote, of hosting events, and you want the event to truly be grand, you want the event to be successful, you want the event, because event cannot be successful or impactful without money. So let's not play with this. Money have a very significant role to play in the whole of this. Money has a lot to play. See, we can do it bigger, more impactful, with more money. It can be more, it can be bigger, more impactful with more money. So how can we get more money? Number one, you have to have the courage to trust God to bless you with money. You yourself, that is involved. God bless me with it. That's why I don't have the tolerance for somebody who come up and tells you that they don't have the event. That's why they couldn't put the needed stuff. If you followed me, you found out that for every event we have had to host, there was no time we didn't put the needed things on ground, like video, camera, the basic have to be there. The branding, the basic have to be there. In fact, when we're hosting events and we had 800 people showing up, 400, 500 people showing up, we were inviting television stations and newspapers. Do you remember?
Yeah.
So we didn't say because we were hosting it in a place that could take 400, 500, or 800, we will leave our television, radio, and all of that. What were we doing? We were preparing for the future. We were not just concerned about the now. So get this together. Plan for your event. Don't let it, you already know this year is coming. You already know, okay, it's going to happen. So don't let it take you unaware. Number one, trust God for you to become number one sponsor. In other words, God can channel resources through you by making sure that money comes to you so that it can come through you. Trust God to be a sponsor so that he can channel money to you because he knows that money can come through you. Because some people, when money comes to them, the money never comes through them. I'll just leave that like that. Okay, that's number one. Then number two, you need to be very strategic in reaching out to people who has got the resources to come in to sponsor or partner with you. You must ask yourself, where is the money? How can we generate money for the event? The event has to be self-sustaining. I think for 2 editions now, we have had to host our event without saying, oh, we never used to borrow, but then without saying that we needed to rely on somebody from somewhere or some money from exactly. Do you understand? The event had to take care of itself. Now we are moving from there now. I'm telling you this now so that you get to know, or you get to know what is the next phase of this whole vision. The next phase of this vision right now is that with this vision, this event have to be able to take care of itself and still have what? Savings. After the event. That is the next phase. So everything is in phases. But remember how faith started it. And even now we are not leaving faith out of it. It's just that faith now has substance. Faith now has substance. Just like if we needed to go and host the event for this next edition, I will not wait for one big sponsor to send the money before we can reserve the hall. Is that what we did the last time?
No, not at all.
That's not what we did. God have to also bless us. God have to also bless you, and you say you take this, go and book for the hall. You know, so that's how. So God is blessing your vision. God is ensuring that the vision is getting larger, while you're also getting larger in your finances personally. All right, next question.
Okay, wow. I just have to, allow you to really, express yourself through that particular question. And in case you are just joining us and you probably saw the notification and you're wondering what is going on, what is Coappt Impact Corner, and who is this person talking? Okay, so we've been talking to Mark Idiahi for almost an hour now, and he is the founder of the Second Chance Care Foundation and also the convener of the Future Leadership Conference and Award. He's a leadership coach, and yes, he's an embodiment of so many things. So in case you just joining, please, you need to go back and start from the beginning to really watch this particular episode, from the beginning. And he has dropped a lot of words of wisdom for us today, and you surely do not want to miss that. And this is what we do at Coappt Impact Corner, bringing to you professionals, bringing to you personalities, thought leaders, thought provokers within the social impact space, people who are making changes, in the society, change agents, like we would like to always call them. Bringing them for them to share highlights of their journey with us, their successes, challenges, and the lessons that they have learned over the journey. And in case you have questions, please be free to drop your questions, comments, either you're watching live or you're watching later. drop your comment. We'd like to read from you, probably lessons you've picked from what I've been discussed. Probably you have questions that you want us to still share with Mr. Mark later on. And I'm sure that he also will be able to respond to these questions over time. And also do not forget to subscribe, click the notification button and the bell, and to make sure that you are always notified anytime we bring to you great personalities like this. All right, so back to you, Mr. Mark, as we beginning to round off with this session, because I know that there's a lot that needs to be said. I know that you have a trailer full of experience, to really share to to our audience, out there. But I want you to, so 2 questions before we end this session. 2 questions. Number 1 is, what is your opinion of or what is what is your opinion? Let me just put it this way. What is your opinion of our understanding of leadership? You're a leadership coach. Leadership, like was it John Maxwell that says everything rises and falls on the leader. So what is your opinion on our own understanding of leadership in this part of the world? Because I believe that the leadership in you, or the leader in you, is what has informed the work you've done so far, because you decided to take initiative and action as a leader to do these things that you do. So what is your understanding, or what is your opinion of our own understanding of leadership in this part of the world?
All right, thank you so much once again. All right, just like you just quoted or referenced the quote of a foremost leadership icon, the person of John Maxwell, and in his quote he said, everything rises and falls on leadership. The highest form of leadership is inspiration, your ability to inspire others. And you cannot inspire people if you are not an inspired soul. You have to live.
Yeah.
You have to be someone that is inspired. And as a leader, your goal in life, your ultimate goal in life as a leader is to take people, is to be able to take people, because if you are a leader, there has to be people you are leading. I hate to call it followers, and I also hate to call it subjects, but I just simply love to call it your co-travelers. I mean, somebody or some people, if you are a president, for instance, you have a whole nation to lead. You see, in fact, one of the worst things that can happen to any nation, any society, any organization, anybody, is to have someone in the helm of affair who have no idea of leadership. Because there is something known as the spirit of leadership. The spirit of leadership is that spirit that helps you to help navigate the people in it. Like, imagine someone who is in the boat, or a driver who is driving a car. Then you have your co-travelers or your passenger, as the case may be. But you're the one who is saddled with that responsibility of ensuring that you observe the driving rules, the navigation, and everything. Can you imagine someone who is drunk under the influence of a nicotine? You don't know. Perhaps you don't know. You just boarded the vehicle with the assumption that if this man has to be on the steering, perhaps he knows his way around driving. What if that was his first day of sitting on that seat as a driver, never been to driving school, have no idea of the driving rules and the rest of them, but he's sitting down there, everybody boarded. The car is even good. Imagine for once that it was a plane.
Oh my God.
Never went to flight school. Don't know. No, because I was going to talk to you about the car and all that, but that one is not bad. You can get on the side and head him by the neck and try to pull the brake by yourself. But imagine for once that this is a plane, and the plane is on Boeing 747, and the passenger capacity is about let's say 280 or 250.
300, yeah.
Or 300. Then he has never been to flight school.
And the pilot now makes announcement. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your pilot for today. This is just my first flight. I'm just practicing how this is going to look like.
So, look, it's amusing, right? It's amusing.
Yeah.
We are laughing because it's fun. Just imagine that a whole country, now we're talking about 300 miles, but imagine a country of approximately 200 million people have someone like that on the pilot seat who's got nothing to do with leadership, has never led any country, or doesn't know what true leadership is, does not have the spirit of leadership. Then you can tell why I will say this. You can then understand why I will say what I want to say, that the worst thing that can ever happen to any group, any organization, any nation, any country is to have the wrong person in leadership position. That's the worst thing that can ever happen. So leadership simply is, like I said, the highest form of leadership is what I call inspirational leadership. Your ability to inspire others to tour a certain line, to journey in a certain way, and to take a people to a certain place where you may call a destination. For instance, Nigeria is going through so much economically right now. People don't care to know the age of the president. They don't care about all the other peripherals. What Nigerians are simply expecting is for this president and or his cabinet to be able to come up with the right policy that can help to navigate this nation to a place of financial stability, economic stability, and the rest of them. So they don't care about how you make that happen, because leadership will simply demand that you make that happen. Do you hear
Okay, yes. So yes. Mr. Mark. So I know that as a leadership coach, if we venture deeply into the conversation on leadership, and that will probably take us another 1 hour, for us to even explore. So I know that there's a lot, that we need to talk about leadership. And I know that one of these days, we're going to bring you up again on another episode, where we'll be talking strictly on leadership, where we can really get like in-depth knowledge. Because I don't want you to actually rush, through this leadership, because I know it's a conversation that, in fact, we should actually have a boot camp for like 5 days, for people on it. So I'm going to let us put that, in the parking lot, maybe for some other time. And for those who are interested, in learning more about what you do, probably getting more insights from you about leadership and about everything you do, probably how they can support the Second Chance Care Foundation, how they can be part of the Future Leadership Conference, how they can be part of the African Leadership Magazine, and probably get to know you and what you do. I want to just share with us in like 1 or 2 minutes max the platforms you are connected, and maybe your handles to which they can connect with you and what you do.
Okay, all right. Thank you so very much. I'm live on Instagram, across all the social media platforms, LinkedIn, what other one? All the social media platform is Mark Idiahi. Mark Idiahi, that's the name together. Mark Idiahi, you'll find me there. And I would love for you to be a part of what we're doing at the Second Chance Care Foundation. You can help adopt a child, and you don't necessarily have to pay money to anybody's account. We can identify, once we have those we have identified to need this support and help, we can help you to identify schools based on your budget, and you can relate with the school directly, just like we pay money to the school directly without the recourse to any private account. So we truly need to do this together as a people. Remember that, like I said, if you train a child, what you're doing is that you are helping that child not to reinvent the cycle of the parents who unfortunately are in incarceration or have been sentenced to life imprisonment. Together, we can truly help to give these children a new future, a new destiny, with your help and your support. Future Leadership Conference, the 9th edition, will be coming up again this year. We truly would love to have you as a volunteer. We'd like to have you join us as a partner and as a sponsor. The door is open. We'd love to truly have you join us to make that happen again. Once again, my name is Mark Idiahi. Yeah, you wanted to say something?
Yes. So how can they connect with Future Leadership Conference and Second Chance Care Foundation?
Yeah, we have a Future Leadership Conference is on Instagram. Future Leadership Conference on Instagram. FLC Conference on Instagram. Then on Second Chance Care Foundation is on Instagram. The Second Chance Care Foundation. Future Leadership Conference has a website, www.futureleadershipconference.com. Then we also do have, like I said, the Second Chance Care Foundation is on Instagram. You can send a DM to either of these two, and you can send a DM to me, Mark Idiahi, on Instagram, or Facebook, on Twitter, and across the spectrum, across board. I will respond to you, or my team will respond to you. Thank you so very much.
Why, thank you so much, Mr. Mark Idiahi. I must say that it's been a great time, with you, sharing your journey with us, your insights, your challenges, the lessons, and everything. And I'm very, very sure that someone out there, actually going to learn from this, and it's going to actually help them, in the work they do, whether as a professional or just as an enthusiast who is just looking out for, okay, let me just make a change in the world, no matter how small, it might be. So thank you so much, sir, for the time spent with us. But before I let you go, I want you to just do something for us, maybe in a sentence, or I don't know how much you want to say this, but this is something we want to put into practice. Like everybody will bring on this Coappt Impact Corner. We want to just be able to say one thing about Coappt Impact Corner. What do you think about Coappt Impact Corner? I want to hear from you just briefly, sir, before we let you go.
Yeah, Coappt Impact Corner is a defining platform for many people. There are many people out there who are doing noble things, great things, but they still don't have a platform to tell their stories. Last 2 years, Second Chance Care Foundation was given an award called, the title of the award was Celebrating the Unseen. Somebody stumble on our work. I use the word stumble because we don't put it out there like that, but they profile us and they say, wow, we are doing an incredible job. So I see you doing such work too. I see you doing such work. You are helping to beam light on the notable work that individual and corporate organizations are doing. And I want to say thank you so very much. And what you're doing is incredible. You are indirectly and directly giving people the moral boost to keep doing what they are doing, because I don't care how germane and how divine your vision is. If at no point in time nobody ever said, well done, you're doing well, you may be on a you may be, yeah, the motivation has to come from that vision, but somehow that's well done, we see you keep doing what you're doing because you're making a difference, could be all that somebody need to keep on keeping on. Thank you so very much.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Mark Idiahi. I think that's actually suiting, to our spirits, and to also encourage us, to keep doing, because like we said, our goal is to bring someone every week, to talk about the work they are doing. And we hope to be able to keep up with this and do this for as long as we have people out there doing something to change the world. Thank you so much, everyone, for the time spent, watching us live. And in case you are watching us probably as a replay, please do not forget to share this with your contacts, share this far and wide, let others see this video, and let them learn from it. You might know one or two persons that this would really inspire. So please be free to share with them. And if you would like to, feature on this podcast, kindly reach out to us. You can reach out to Coappt on Instagram. Coappt is spelled Coappt. Can reach out to us on Coappt on Instagram, Coappt on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or just send us a mail to contact@coappt.com. And we'll be glad to, feature you, get to know what you do. So thank you so much, everyone, for the time. We will see you next week for another edition of Coappt Impact Corner. Once again, I am G.O. Lawal. Bye for now. Right. Stop streaming.